Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 24.
Today is once again moving day. We are checking out here at Riverside and heading over to a new resort that we have not stayed at before, which is Coronado Springs Resort. We are very excited because this room is a junior suite. It's kind of a cool room. It's basically two resort rooms put together with the connecting door opened up. You've got two bathrooms, you've got a living room area and a bedroom area. It's kind of cool, kind of like the family suites at All Star Music, but a little different because there's only just the pull-out bed, not sleeping six people. But a nice room we were really excited about, and we're extra excited because when we got to the resort right after 11 o'clock, our room was already ready. So we got to go straight over there and take pictures of the room, of course, and go and do our Facebook Live room tour, which again, pretty rough still because I was still getting used to the gimbal and kind of getting used to doing the room tours. And that one is also not public on YouTube, but we'll go ahead and give you a little snippet of it here to see the room. It's actually two rooms that they've kind of joined together. So instead of having the one room and then having an adjoining room with the door, they've opened it up and turned it into a living room type area instead. So you have a couple chairs and a pull-out couch bed, which I believe is queen size or maybe even. And of course, if you'd like to see the rest of that, we've got the link down in the description and up there as well. It's still a little rough with the gimbal, but I think it's getting better. I definitely can see the improvement as we go along, even though the quality still is pretty rough because of downloading the Facebook Live video and the way that works.
And we also don't have another video of this room because of how expensive it is, and with Coronado Springs being closed for so long, we have not gone back there to redo this room tour because we do have to book the room. So hopefully eventually we'll get back there, but for now all we do have is the video with the link below.
So about 12:30 or 12:45, once we wrapped up all of our pictures and video and everything, we were very hungry. And we decided to give the Coronado Springs food court, Mercado de Coronado, a shot. And we went over there thinking, you know, Pop Century type, maybe Riverside type food court. And we were not expecting the variety they had at the Coronado Springs food court. They had so many different types of food there, the different stations. They had a brick oven pizza. They had, of course, build your own pasta, very similar to Riverside. They had plated lunches like chicken and ribs. They had sandwiches like burgers, things like that. They also had a Mexican Tex-Mex style station that had burrito bowls and burritos, things like that there. Lots of different food options and a lot of different things to choose from. So we had to kind of pick which item we would share, and we couldn't pick.
Nope.
So we decided to do the only logical thing and get two meals. So I tried the ribs, which were amazing. Loved the sauce on there too. The sauce was phenomenal. Actually met the chef and talked to him and told him his sauce was amazing because he makes it from scratch. It's his own recipe. So good. And Alyssa tried the bowl, the burrito bowl, kind of Chipotle style burrito bowl, but it was really, really good.
It was amazing. It had so much flavor. And of course, we were very grateful that we each got our own because that meant leftovers.
Yep.
So we did take some with us because it was so good. And we knew we were going to have to come back, which we did multiple times throughout the year because this ended up being our favorite food court of any at Walt Disney World. So many options there, and everything we tried was just delicious. We loved all of it.
Yeah, so I was very excited about a wonderful lunch, but I had to get some work done before we could go to the park a little later. So I went back to the room and started working on some Facebook ads for a client that I was working on. And Alyssa was working on some writing as well as handling all of our social media posts, trying to get everything done so we could head back to the parks around 6 or so.
So I shared a little bit about the resort. At this time, Three Bridges Bar and Grill was still being built, so they were working on that. And then they were also still working on the tower. This had not yet opened. They were still working on it. So it was actually really cool to see the progress throughout the year as they continued making it. And then eventually, of course, getting to see inside both. After spending a few hours working and getting things done, we did decide to go explore the resort because, as Robert mentioned, we had never been before. So we didn't know what was there, what to expect. And during our exploring, we found the bakery. And it was a really inconvenient time to find it because we were about to head out to Epcot and we wanted to snack a little more there. So we did not get any treats, but we took lots of picture and video, and of course had to come back for research so we could give feedback on whether all the cakes and cupcakes and goodies were good. I mean, we have to let everyone know.
It's for science, you know. We sacrifice for the greater good. We do our best. But we had to come back after we went to Epcot. We couldn't go now, even though all the pies and the cakes and the ice cream and the gelato looked so good. We refrained. We decided to discipline ourselves because we didn't know what we wanted to eat at Epcot. We knew there were lots of booths. We'd been to Festival of the Arts now. We knew we loved it. But we hadn't tried many of the snacks, so we had to go and try at least a couple snacks. And of course, we had to see the Disney on Broadway concert series that we had fallen in love with the first time we saw it.
Now, there were new Disney on Broadway singers tonight, which is why we went. We wanted to see a couple new singers. We were so excited. And of course, Robert did a Facebook Live showing them off.
Please welcome the stars of Disney on Broadway's Beauty and the Beast and Newsies, Meredith Inglesby and Steve Blanchard.
Escape me. Yes. There's no way a Satan has no way to go. So, Belle, what'll it be? Is it yes or is it oh yes? Never asked before, never just as sure as the sun will rise. But it's not to be if I can't love her. Let the world be done with me. What do you know? What do you know about love? Yes, you'll be in my heart. You'll be here in my heart. It can't be any worse than how it's been. And it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin. Here's a headline. News is on a mission. Kill the competition. Sell the next edition. We'll be out there. Carrying the banners. You'll erase any trace of decline. With a trim and a snip and a shine. And the power of the press. Yes, once again is mine. Look at me. I'm a king of yours. I'm a king of New York. Wait and see. This is gonna make both the darlings his.
And it was just amazing. It was just as good as the first time. It was not a letdown in any way, shape, or form. And we, of course, had snacks. So because we were at the American Garden Theater to listen to the singers, we went to America to get the snacks from there. We got the scallop, the beef Wellington, and the drinking chocolate.
Yeah, the drinking chocolate is Alyssa's new favorite thing now that she's tried it.
Yep.
It has become the one thing that if we ever go to a festival, she's looking to see if it's there. And at Festival of the Arts, so far for the last 3 years, including 2019, it's been there. So we really can't make a trip to Epcot without getting at least one drinking chocolate flight because Alyssa loves chocolate. And what's better than a cup of warm molten chocolate whenever
It's
you're
so good.
cold?
And what we had, so I had the scallop, Robert had the beef Wellington, so it gave us a little something. But then we had the white chocolate, the milk chocolate, and the dark chocolate drinking. It was warm, and we could just enjoy it during the show. It was perfect because it is so much chocolate and so sweet. You really can't just sit down and drink it in 2 minutes. So we had the whole concert to just enjoy it and sip on it while we sat there and watched it. It was just perfect. So we ended up doing that multiple times.
Yes, all throughout the whole festival. We'd like to go back and do that. And if you'd like to experience the same thing at home, you can make your own drinking chocolate and watch the video in its entirety. Yes, lower quality from Facebook Live, but it is linked in the description down below, even though it's unlisted on YouTube. We just love the Broadway concert series so much.
After the concert series, we were slowly making our way out, and that's when we saw the Washington crossing the Delaware photo pass opportunity. So we did take a picture trying to mimic what it was supposed to be, because they do give you a picture inside.
Trying, yeah, we did our best.
We did not do well, but we tried.
We did.
And then we did a funny picture, which just made us laugh later. It was supposed to be me directing. I did not know what Robert had posed, but I did see the photographer laugh, and I found out what it was after. So.
Yep, I was seasick. I can't help it. I don't like little boats. I like big cruise ships, not little boats.
The ones that I direct? Is that...
Well, it had nothing to do with your sailing skills. It was just because it was a little boat and not a cruise ship.
I do not believe him.
That's the big difference right there. But we got back to the resort and explored the convention center area right there by the bus stop, trying to figure out how to get back to our room. We kind of got a little bit lost, so we kind of walked around there till we found our way back to the main part of the resort, because there is a huge convention center there at Coronado Springs, which is where we were going to have our conference later on that year. And we got back towards the bakery. Wouldn't you know it, the bakery was closed because we got back so late after staying at Epcot for a while. That's okay though. We are still here for another night, so we will try and go back to the bakery tomorrow. We head back to our room into the junior suite and get to our room, open the door, and just this smell of paint thinner kind of just smacks us in the face.
It was rough.
It was really, really strong. Now, when we were there earlier in the day, when we first checked in, there was kind of a paint thinner type smell, but it was faint. It wasn't very strong at all, and they were doing some work down the hall. We thought maybe that was the room over there. It was just kind of drifting our way, but apparently it was the room next door. So when the air handler came on and started blowing air in the room, it was blowing those fumes right into the room. So we walked right back out of the room and walked down to the front desk. Because again, if you call, all you get is a call center. We just walked all the way to the front desk because we needed to make sure we could get another room, because we could not sleep in a paint fume room.
No, we both actually got a headache immediately after that. We did walk in for a minute just to turn the AC on and see if we could get the air circulating, but that actually made it much worse. So as he said, we did go down to the front desk, let them know. They apologized profusely. They didn't realize that it would seep over into our room. So they immediately sent bell services up. We got our stuff. We really hadn't unpacked much because we hadn't been in the room a lot. So we got all of our stuff. Bell services helped us down to our next room, which ended up being on the first floor,
Which was
was
even
really
better.
convenient.
Yeah, because the second floor, you have to go up the stairs or take the elevator. I liked being on the first floor. And it was actually a little closer to the front as well. So it was kind of a win-win.
Yeah, so they did work everything out there. All was well. And then we got ready for bed because at this point it was after midnight. We were very tired, and we did get to see a really, really pretty view of just a very empty courtyard on our way out. So that was really nice as we were heading to the room. So we got to see that pretty view, but then it was time for bed because we had had a long day.
Yes, we had. And Coronado is a beautiful resort day and especially night.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't really want to go see it that night. We wanted to go to bed because we were exhausted. So that was the end of our day today, and we will see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.